Yeah, blazing breaks. Turn the volume up. Ha. Whoa. Yeah, yeah. Welcome to Breaks and Breaks, where the fire don't stop. Cases on the table, here the rappers go pop. Live on the cam, whole crew in the chat. Every pull feel heavy when the hits go back to back. Football, baseball, hoops in the mix. From rookies to legends, yeah, we rip all the hits. Short prints, color autos on deck. If it's heat in the box, best believe we detect. Blazing bright, let it rip, let it burn. Big hits, big fire, every pack all turn. If you chasing that heat, if you want them pulls, you already know. Blazing breaks, rule. Random teams, player spots, everybody in. Sleeves ready, top loaders, when the fire begins. No games, no fluff, just the real deal break. When we say it's blazing, yeah, that heat ain't fake. Yeah, crowd go crazy when the monsters appear. Yeah, chat blowing up when the big names clear. If it's case hit season, we the ones on call. Blazing breaks, stand tall. We rip it all. Blazing breaks, let it rip, let it burn. Big hits, big fire, every pack all turn. If you chasing that heat, if you want them pulls, you already know. Blazing breaks, rule. This is blazing break. Yeah, 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 yeah. If you're here for the fire, yeah, yeah, you're in the right place.
Yo, there we are. Sorry about that. We should be good now. So listen, I was really excited. Great fill today. Wes, thanks for updating. Because I was at a card show with my dad all day. I'll tell you about that in a little bit here. But we stopped on the way home to have something to eat. And then I get home and I'm chilling for like an hour. And someone's like, hey, you got to come out real quick and grab some stuff. So I went to pick up a bunch of One Piece wax. Because I've been getting into that. And I'll tell you about that too. But dude, Wes, thank you so much for helping update. I was driving to Walmart and running some things around. I got to tell you, the card show itself today would have been a total flop. Sports singles were awful. I was shocked, and I think I know why as I talk to more people. But I will tell you, I picked up some PC stuff. I bought 3 PSA 10s. I actually got some good deals on this. I got this pair for it is 65 on each. I think I paid 105 for the pair. They're both 10s. A 2024 Prizm Hyper Green. So, Hype Green, I mean. So, just a PC card. I got a My House Josh Allen out of 21 Optic. Again, another 10. Can't beat a 10. This was the one I was really happy with. I got him down to 95. That was the closest I could do. But it goes for like 110. So, I felt good about it. It's a Prizm Flashback, no huddle, Gem Mint 10. Josh Allen with the throwback, the flashback. So those are it. And then I want to show you, I like to share with you guys what I did. I did buy some One Piece. I've been getting into it. I got my Monkey D. Luffy here. If you haven't watched the live action, you got to see it. But picked up, I love the art on these cards. Who couldn't, who wouldn't love the art on these cards? But if you haven't heard of One Piece yet, check out the live action show on Netflix. I mean, I bought a bunch of cheaper cards, some Dons. My son and I started to play the game, started to learn how to play it. That Buggy card is awesome. I love that. If you haven't seen the live action, you know Buggy. Some sweet Monkey D. Luffy's. So I picked up some cheap of the cheaper side, but actually I got my first graded one and a couple other cool, like little nicer on the nicer side. So I'm learning. We're learning to play. That was my big purchase. That's a big one. You should be able to watch a little porn. So that was my pickups. As far as sports go, it was an epic fail. I did get to run into Nate in our group again. I ran into Tony again. I got to spend time with my dad. So it wasn't a total loss. I do enjoy the hobby. It was packed. So you couldn't get parking. You couldn't get parking. It's in a small, little not community college, Penn College Conference Center. near Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, and it like there were a ton of tables. There were 3 floors. There was an entire section, a room, like big room, sometimes bigger than some of the card shows I've been, of just Pokemon and like TCG. And then they also were out and about in the regular main showroom floor. They were out in hallways. Good luck to everyone here. But it's just crazy. So I talked to Nate. He didn't find anything at the show. Tony was really struggling to find stuff. I'm like, I thought maybe it was me. Like, I suck at buying singles. I've gotten better, and I'm trying to get better. It's hard. Like, a card show's hard. And so here's what really kicked off my frustration with sports cards for the day. So I go there, and it happened to be a Josh Allen that ticked me off a little bit. And it was out of 2025 Mosaic, and it was a stained glass. And he had $500 on it. And I said, is that the... Like, I didn't look it up. I said, I just want to ask you, is that, like, the correct comp on that? He's like, I'm a little high. I was like, well, I can look it up, but do you know what it goes for? He's like, closer to, like, $350. I'm like, why do you have 500 on it? He's like, I paid 400 for it. I'm trying to make a little. I said, but if it comps... This is a real conversation. I was like, if it comps around 350... He's like, I can work with you. I can probably do closer to 4. I'm like, I'm good. I don't want it at this point. But I was like, what I learned is I wanted to tell him this straight up was that I'm not going to look at any more of your stuff because now I have to comp everything, which I did comp that card, and it was closer to $280 was the last like 2 sold. And I'm sorry that you paid more for that card, that you overpaid. He's like, I bought it like a year ago at like $400. I'm like, it's going to be in your case for a long time. But it was just weird that he felt like this is out of $4.99, Owen Cassie, and a Roy Campanella, just a silver there. So I went to a couple more, and there were a few more stands like that. And they haven't been that bad. Like, I don't mind like $50 over on a $400 card, whatever. And I was talking to some guys like, we have to mark it up because everyone tries to negotiate. I'm like, but they comp too. Don't you think you're doing yourself a disservice? He's like, well, sometimes people pay that price. I'm like, that's even worse. I was like, that's not a good way to look at it. Here we go, Matt Shaw for the Cubs, correct? No, A's. Is this college? Hold on. Matt Shaw is at Cubbies? Mets? Uh-oh. I'm usually better than this. Cubs. I was right the first time. I don't know why I went A's. Cubs. Made his debut. That's a throwback look there. Who's got the Cubs? Seth Anderson. Yeah, like Wes, I get it. TSMS. I forget what the TS is, but that is like a throwback series. It's a sweet looking card. Maybe we get our color burst here. Marcelo Mayer out of $2.99. Bryce Cunningham, red, and James Tibbs dingers. Here's where I will say I don't mind a markup. I don't mind a markup. Again, this is out of $2.99. Rookie Mayer for the Red Sox. Red Sox going out to Donnie North. I don't mind a markup on singles if they're extremely rare. So I'll give you an example of another Josh Allen. I saw it was from 2018. It was a Panini Instant throwback, kind of like a candy striper kind of card. I could not find a single comp for it recently. The most recent one was like $600. This one had some damage on it. He's like, I know it was a Panini Instant. They only made it, like, there was a very small pop count of them out there. I couldn't find any. He's like, I'm probably high at 400. I'm like, I get it. He's like, but because it's damaged, but like, I just can't find them anywhere to even like do a comp. I'm like, I'm okay with that. I didn't buy it, but I was like, I get that. Chris Davis out of 75 going out to the O's. Johnny Bench and a Paul Skeens Fireworks. But I get what they're saying. So, and it wasn't like, all right, so at the National, if you go to a big show like the National or Tech, to get a stand is very expensive. Today's tables were, I think, $30 a piece for them. So it wasn't like they had a large, number of overhead. So it wasn't like sometimes at those big shows, they have to mark them up. They got to cover their tables. They just do. And maybe they don't sell, but usually at a show you're paying that much because there's so many people willing to spend the extra money to get certain cards that it's all right. We got a Joe DiMaggio out of $4.99. Enrique Bradfield silver, and a Cam Smith rookie prismatic here. So let me ask you guys this. How many of you guys have been to a card show recently, or just say I haven't been to one recently? I'm curious to hear your takes. Let me know. Do you tend to find frustration and pricing at card shows? You know, every card show is different too. I think the reason I was going to say this, the reason I couldn't really find good stuff at this one, there was apparently a big show at Silver Springs, Maryland. And it doesn't normally coincide with this show. This show, the tables have been sold out for years and years and years. The only way to get a table is there's a long waiting list. If someone doesn't show up, even if they pay for their table, they lose their spot the following year. You are not allowed to pack up early. Like 1:30, you're not allowed. At 1:30, everyone packed up. It was crazy. They were just ready to leave. I guess most of the guys there don't normally set up because some of the stands were like wacky. Like I was like, it was just a hodgepodge of like stuff. They said that they sat in for guys who had to go to the Silver Springs, Maryland card show. I'm thinking like, and then it all made sense. I was like, all right, so you're not a card dude. You're just like, I don't know. A lot of them, I guess it was their first show. Out of $2.99, it's Cara. But guys, give me some feedback. What are your thoughts on card shows? Do you like going to them? Have you had good luck? Is this numbered? It is. James Tibbs out of $1.99 going to the Giants, a fireworks. That's a sharp looking card. Who's got the Giants? It looks good. So I did spend a lot of my time going through dollar boxes. I got a bunch of Bills cards, $1, $2 a piece, like numbered cool bishops out of Tops, autographed cool bishop I got for $4 out of Tops. So some really cool stuff, you know, the unlicensed stuff in Tejada. That was cool. My dad, like I said, went with me. I showed him those boxes. A guy had like 20 boxes. And every card, I want to show you real quick. Oh, I have them in my back pocket still. Every card he did was like in a team bag and a top loader. These are each in team bags. But like all these cards were $1 or $2. This was $5. So that was a cool thing. Out of 75, $2. Top stuff. Like, so that was neat for that. And I do like card shows for that. I honestly, like, that's the fun part of card shows. You have never been to a card show, Wes? That's what I want to hear. Like, everyone should get to a card. I mean, I wanted to hear how you guys, what your experience with card shows is. I'm making it a goal in the new year to go to at least 2 to 3 every month. Or set up, you know, at least one every couple months. Colt Keith out of 149 going to the Detroit Tigers. It's going to go out to Nathan Long. Saw you today. And it is fun. I saw a lot of people looking at that. And in the Pokemon room, when I was walking through looking for One Piece, I actually heard people talking about their tournaments and stuff. And a lot of the dealers have no time for that. They're there to sell cards. A lot of them don't even know Pokemon, know how to play. So it was cool, though, to see collectors talking about actually playing a game with the cards and not just collecting them. Got a gold coming up. Zach Veen rookie out of $4.99. How about Brady House out of 10? 2 out of 10 gold to the Nats. That's going to be going out to Tyler Dahl. See, Jamie, today I was lucky. Like on those, I grabbed like $13 worth of cards. I'm like, will you take 10? I had a $10 bill. He's like, yeah, sure. Like, that's what I like to do. You know, I don't want to, I would have taken them for 13. I wasn't trying to nickel and dime the dude, but I was like, I have a $10 bill right here. You take it? Yep. I do that at my stand too when I sell, like if they're grabbing that kind of stuff. But yeah, it was cool for some PC stuff. But just everyone was high on anything of anything. Jake Arrieta out of $4.99. Darryl Strawberry Red Wave and a Deion Sanders. There you go. New York. Deion and Darryl. But I wonder if they ever partied together. I remember playing Magic when I was younger. I'm going to be playing One Piece. Actually, I found a place in Hagerstown, Maryland. It's not real close to me, but they're going to be doing tournaments every Saturday. So I told my family, we're all learning to play One Piece together. If you play in the tournament, you get to buy a box at MSRP. He's like, but you really have to play. You can't just sign up and then get a box. I'm like, oh, we'll play. I got home. I told my wife, I was like, I signed us all up for a One Piece tournament. She's like, I have to play? I was like, yes, because everyone that plays can get one box at MSRP. And She's like, can I read my book while I play? I was like, I don't know. I haven't read all the rules yet. We're going to learn. Randy Johnson. Got to play basketball with that guy. Hot shot. And Andy Van Slyke. There's a name I haven't heard in a while. Randy Johnson out of 299. That dude is tall. I would get into Magic again. It definitely seems like that one is 100% for players. Like, you don't see people selling those cards much. At least, you know, not at the TCG shows. There's a couple people that have them. But it's 90% Pokemon. This is the first show I've seen legitimate One Piece at. But it's getting bigger. Miguel Tejada out of 199 and Braden Taylor Silver. Yeah, and they do crossover stuff now, or like license sets, right, Jamie? Like they'll have like a license like of another show. I know that was like becoming a thing with them. We should have 2 autographs left here. Oh yeah, here's one. Connor Griffin for Pittsburgh. Nick York. Tommy White. And how about Robbie Snelling? Prospect Signatures. Miami. Because you know we love the Marlins. Going out to Jamie Hitman. You were probably excited when you saw you got the Marlins. Yeah, that's something you can always get at. This is out of 49. Tommy White out of 49 for the A's going out to Steve Hamner. Steve, thanks for being patient for letting me get back to you tonight. Still, my favorite thing about shows is reinvigorating. Like it is. It's fun for the hobby, but it can also come with frustrations. Like today wasn't great for sports cards for me. I just couldn't find much. And that could be, I didn't mean to go right to it. I thought the purple was our auto. For the Guardians, Kyle Manzardo. Guardians going out to Seth Anderson. You knew you would. Blazing Marlins, baby. We might have to do a baseball song, Jamie, and have it talk about the Marlins a little bit. Levi Wells for the O's at a 149. But for real, I will just say this. If you haven't seen the live action One Piece yet, take some time to watch it. It's awesome. I think it's very cool as a show. The characters are... I love Monkey D. Luffy. I love his personality. Just the way he's positive and assembles a crew and encourages everyone to like find the best part about themselves. If you don't know, this is Monkey D. Luffy. I'm like a kid again collecting the One Piece. It is fun. It's very, very different than sports cards. All right, the moment Nate's been waiting for. He only got in because there was selecting this. I think I have enough to run. I know I have enough. I checked. To run this one more time. Probably tomorrow I will run this one more time. I think it's $20 a spot. You cannot beat this mix. Oh, yeah, I did hear that. Did they come out already with it, or they are coming out with it? What's the FF Final Fantasy, Hitman? James Tibbs. Ivan Rodriguez. Some Pudge. You guessed Pudge 101, didn't you, Jamie? And Jacob Mizarowski. So I talked to a guy today, and I'm very much an advocate for this. I only have like 6 of them. I wish I would have bought more because they're holding their value and actually going up. The Phoenix Football Holiday Blasters, we're going to put them in a mix this week. He's like, dude, I pulled Color Blast out of them. I pulled number. I said, yeah, I opened one and I got an auto. Omarion Hampton out of like 30-something. 35, I think. Heston Kjerstad, green out of 5. For the O's, who got him? Jim Slayton, that's a nice one. 4 out of 5, Kjerstad. Boom, baby. SSP on that. 5. A little bit of a glare up there, but... Albert Pujols, Rhett Lauder. Christian Campbell out of 49, rookie going out to Boston. A lot of nice short print stuff in this. March 6th on the Teenage Mutant. That'll be a fight for that stuff. Man, there's turtle stuff everywhere, and I know that new movie's coming out. They are gonna re-release Secret of the Ooze, Turtles 2 this year before the thing comes out. I'm super pumped for that. I want to go see that in theaters. Nick Kurtz red out of 149 for the A's. Guys, I just got to say thank you for filling. I was in such a mood to rip some cards tonight. I really genuinely was. I love going, like I said, love going to the shows. I love ripping, I love looking through singles, but honestly, nothing beats ripping wax. It really doesn't. Or like even getting in the breaks. Speaking of which, guys, Jason has a 4-box optic breakup. There's I think 11, 12 teams left over on 3 Kings. Check it out if you want. I've been really trying to get him to fill that because I've been waiting forever to get. I have the Bills in it. Itching to watch that break. Zaire Hope out of 99. This select is so nice. Oh, that you saw that they're re-releasing it? Well, they did it for Turtles 1 last year. I'm like, who watches that one? That's so bad. I guess I used to watch it. My mom said, I used to watch that one. But I know for a fact 2 was my favorite. I watched it with the kids a couple times already. Kyle Teal. Dude! Of course, Nate had him the last 2 rounds. He's going to be a little upset with me, I'm sure. Although he promised me he doesn't get upset. He knows that's how it works. Paul Skeens. Auto. There we go. Where's that? I got to pull it up for that. I didn't have it going today, but... Paul Skeens. There we go. You know his girlfriend, Livy.
Damn, boy. Damn, boy, he's thick. Boy, that's a thick ass boy. Damn.
I got it, Jamie. I had to get the drop. My phone was on the charger. I was gone all day. I have no battery. And there was no reception. I hate those places where it's like, oh, can you pay? Yeah, but PayPal doesn't work. Okay, that won't work. Sugano, rookie silver. Another nice O's card. You know I had it, Jamie. Congratulations, Gregory. He stole it. He stole it from Nate, but I'm hoping he forgives me. I didn't pull much with the Pirates the last 2. Cal Ripken silver and a Albert Pujols out of 49 for the Cards going out to Nathan Long. There we go. He at least got you a numbered one out of this spot. Jamie and Wes, I appreciate you in here talking. I know not everyone can. Some people are on their headphones and listening. Some people have it on a TV and can't chat. They've messaged me and told me that. I appreciate them letting me know. We have another auto coming up. Aaron Judge. Albert Pujols out of 199. And how about for the Nats, Luke Dickerson, diamond action. We're going to have to make some room here. Some people are getting knocked off the presentation stand. But no, it's so nice to come home and actually rip. I bought some one-piece wax too, but boxes are a little too expensive to rip, so we got some retail to rip. Juan Gonzalez, the Rangers. I remember that dude. Well, I appreciate it, Wes. I really do. I like when you guys come in and chat. I wish you guys had more to offer on your takes on card shows a little bit, because I'm going to make sure I'm just not off on it. Ethan Salas for the Padres out of 149. But I guess it doesn't change anything. Now, next week, I'll set up at a show, so I won't get to look around as much. But I'm actually going to try to be buying at the show. I'm going to make a big thing. It's like, I am buying. So that's sometimes setting up's the best way to buy. People come. A lot of people show up. Tommy White tie-dye out of 20. That's out of 25 for the A's. Steve Hamner. Nice patch. 3-color. Tie-dye. That looks sharp, man. All right, that's one more box to go here. Man, this product is nice. I can't thank you enough, Nate, for talking me into getting this. I'm not saying I wouldn't get another case of this either. The last one you went to was 93. That was a good time for cards, though, man. 50-cent packs. They still had rack wax packs, the clear ones, the 3-packs. Oh, they're great. And so there are some great websites, too, like Trading Card Database. You just pick your state, and it shows you all of them. The good ones. Now, I'm not saying there are good ones that aren't on there. Like, there might be good shows that have ran forever. They don't need to advertise. But generally, if it's a good show, it'll be on there. Gary Sheffield out of 99. Little Jackson Churio action. It's going to go out to the Brewers. How could you be at a card show and not, like, stop and really enjoy it? Chandler Simpson. Nick Kurtz rookie. Your Mo Vaughn collection. Was he the Red Sox? Or the Guardians, the Indians? Was Mo Vaughn the Indians? I remember him being like in a gray and red. Brock Porter is going to be at a 75 premier level going out to the Rangers. I mean, back then, like chase hits were like the Bo Jackson holding the base, or the Ricky Henderson holding the bases, and like I remember a Bo Jackson card was big. The Ken Griffey Jr. 89. There's a Dylan Cruz rookie. Carson Bench for New York out of 199. Red Sox, yeah, okay. The one at the Mausoleum. Yeah, I mean, it is hard because today was like, I always ask everybody I buy off of if I like their stand and I like their prices. One thing I do every time is I say, hey, what's your next shows? Because then it's a way to hear about shows. And one guy said, I'm actually at this like mall here and there. I'm like, oh, is it a good show? He goes, no, don't come. I said, for real? He goes, I'm the only sports guy there. I set up to buy because people come and sell stuff, and there's not a lot of good sports guys. He's like, literally, I'll be the only one stand you stop at. And I know the guy enough to be like, all right, well, thank you for saving me time. Because it does suck to get to a show. Like, even today was a big show. It was very big. Out of 49, Dylan Cruz for the Nets. But, like, if there's no good buys, but I wish I would have known one about Silver Springs. I would have went to that. J.C. Escara for New York, the Yanks. But this, a Jacob Mizorowski rookie out of 25 going to the Brewers. Joseph Pereira, nice card. Love me the tie-dyes. So our mall show used to run once a year. And it was good. It was all right. It was a pretty good show. And then they did it twice a year. And at first people were like, why are you doing it twice? Then he moved to every month. And like on month 5 of running it every month, it was bad. And like I think because it was the same people. Now he must have reached out to more vendors and stuff. This goes to the Yanks, not numbered. Because I went to it last week and holy cow, it was one of the best shows I've ever been to. Same mall, running it every month, but must have been just more. There was so many. I was so mad I had to leave. Of all shows, I couldn't stay very long. Cam Smith, rookie multicolor. Yeah, I mean, right now when you go to a show, it is like 70% TCG. It is crazy. It's more that than anything. So the show I'm doing next week, he limited the amount of people that could do TCG stuff, I think. Cole Emerson out of 199. He's like, I don't want it to be all TCG, you know, like every stand is that. I want it to be a sports card show. Colt Keith. Part of it, too, is the reason I think there's not as much out there right now is a lot of the singles get bought up to sell and whatnot, and I think they're going into collections, a lot of new collectors, stuff like that. Part of it is I don't think as much product is getting ripped right now. I mean, look at it. Let's think about this for a minute. 3-4 years ago, when Optic Football came out, you would have seen breaks just boom, 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 filling, snapping, like, and like that would have been half case, full case, you know. That's what it would have been. Didn't matter what the price was. They were filling, they were snapping cards, singles were getting pulled. Now I see a lot of 4-box like Jason has up, and they're just not filling. Right? It's expensive. The singles maybe coming out aren't as, you know, prominent all the time. Maybe the autograph thing is an issue. Maybe the licensing thing coming up is an issue. Colt Keith. And how about Travis Bazzana for the Guardians? Patch auto out of 99. The Guardians going out to Seth. Another one. Yeah, the one next weekend, Steve, that I was telling you about, he said it's in a hotel. Like a hotel conference room. He's like, there's like 8 tables. Why was Holiday Inn? I remember a Holiday Inn doing one too, and a club at a Holiday Inn. What's it with Holiday Inn running all that stuff? Nothing chilling at the Holiday Inn. Chingy was there. Ben Heiss and Hae-Sung Kim for the Dodgers. Going out to Wes. You got one, Wes. I'm going to recap this, and again, this should snap fill. I really believe that with my entire heart. $20 for all this. I get it why like more expensive product it's sometimes hard to take the chance on. But if you like baseball, or even if you don't, you just want to have a fun break. Wait till you see the stuff you know. Another silver Stephen Vogt. All right, I'm going to recap here for you, and again, just some cool stuff. So, obviously, sleeved up insert, stuff like that. I don't think this one's... Oh, yeah, that one was numbered. The rest of these aren't. Pujols numbered is getting top-loaded. So, I'll just do a quick recap here for you guys. And then we'll get the back cards. Colt Keith for the Tigers out of 149. Great color in this mix, too. Colt Emerson out of 199 for the Mariners. Dylan Cruz, that's out of 49 for the Nats. 5 out of 49. Rookie. Carson Bench for New York out of 199. Brock Porter for the Rangers, purple out of 75. Gary Sheffield for the Brewers on the white out of 99. Ethan Salas, red out of 149. Albert Pujols for the Cards out of 49. Zaire Hope out of 99, white. Nick Kurtz out of 149 there, rookie for the A's. Christian Campbell for Boston, orange out of 49. Levi Wells for the O's out of 149, purple. Tommy White out of 49, 40 out of 49. Miguel Tejada blue out of 199. Randy Johnson, out of 299. Jake Arrieta out of 499. Zach Veen out of 499, rookie for the Rockies. Colt Keith out of 149 for the Tigres. Escara for New York out of 299. Did we pull his auto? We did. Joe DiMaggio, that's going to be out of 499. Chris Davis for the O's. It's Davies, right? Out of 75. It's green scope. Love that parallel. Marcelo Mayer for Red Sox out of 299 and a Pujols out of 199. We weren't done yet. How about this Brady House for the Nats out of 10, 2 out of 10. We had this really cool James Tibbs Fireworks. It is out of 199, but it's a sharp looking card. It has a case hit vibe to it. And then how about out of 5? Heston Kjerstad for the O's. 4 out of 5 premier level. Sharp looking card. We also had this Jacob Mizorowski for the Brewers. Tie-dye. 19 out of 25. This is all out of a $20 mix. I just think it is such a quality mix. Or even just select or Prizm standalone, but I like the select Prizm combo. Kyle Manzardo for Cleveland. Travis Bazzano for Cleveland out of 99. We have the Escara for the Yanks. For Miami, going out to the Hitman, Bobby Snelling. And then Luke Dickerson to the Nats, Diamond Action. Not numbered on that. We also had the Tommy White 3-color patch for the A's. That's going to be 23 out of 25. Sung Kim for the Dodgers, not numbered. That's a Sparks. And then we had the Matt Shaw throwback for the Cubs going out to Seth Anderson. And then how about Paul Skeens, Pittsburgh auto. You're never getting him close to a product like that price with Skeens stuff in it normally. I mean, I love that they have Skeens. Guys, gals, peoples. I appreciate you hanging out. Jamie and Wes, Steve as well. Thank you for jumping in and joining the convo. I know it's late for some, but for others, those of you who could pop in, I appreciate the chat. Thanks for listening to my stories about the card show. And sorry I didn't get more for us. Luffy was upset too. But he'll stay positive. All right, man, I got stuff to clean up. I just wanted to go over the card show a little bit with you guys. I'll be back tomorrow. We'll talk more. Have a good night, guys. All love.